Hey, good morning. How's it going? Another beautiful day. Oh, up here at the Cup and Scone. Hey, men's Bible study, 9 a.m. We're just gonna do Jude today. It's really one chapter, but Jude's a great book. Um, Jude packs a lot of truths into a very short book, and it really goes well with James, Peter, Titus, Timothy. Right in line, right? Oh man, first thing in the morning, I haven't really talked to anybody. You guys are it. You're first. Okay, so today I'm going to read some of Psalms 89. Psalms 89 was like life changing for me. It was, many of you know I'm a Sabbath keeper. I keep all 10 commandments as the Bible states them. Now, I know a lot of you believe that somehow the 10 commandments have been changed, that the Sabbath got changed to Sunday, that Christ lived them out perfectly so you don't have to. That's nowhere in Scripture does it say he lived a perfect life so you don't have to. He lived a perfect life so he could go to cross as an unblemished lamb, right? But that's a story for another day. But this psalm just really changed things for me because I had sat down to prove my wife wrong that the Sabbath was changed to Sunday and that we no longer had to honor it as God had said in the Old Testament. So in my research, a guy directed, hey, go look at Psalms 89, basically 30 through 34. And I did. And then I started looking at all the witness scripture. And man, it was convicting. It just leveled me, to be honest. So I'm going to read that to you. I hope that you go look at it, you go read it, and I hope it speaks to your heart. So first off, I'm going to go into 89, 4, or I'll go 3, 4. You said, I have made a covenant with my chosen one. I have sworn to David my servant, I will establish your offspring forever. Or in some manuscripts, Hebrew Aramaic, it'll say your seed forever. Now we know that seed with Abraham, when it says this seed, that's Christ, right? The Messiah, that this seed is going to inherit from Abraham to David. These covenants stack. I will establish your seed forever and build up your throne for all generations. Okay, or forever. So it's forever. 27 through 29. I will indeed appoint him as my firstborn, the highest of the kings of earth. Christ the King of Kings, right? I forever preserve my loving devotion for him, and my covenant with him will stand fast. I will establish his line forever. Forever. His throne as long as the heavens endure. Okay. If his sons forsake my law and do not walk in my judgments, if they violate my statutes and fail to keep my commandments, I will attend to their transgressions with the rod and their iniquity with stripes. So Christ did go to the cross for us. He took stripes for us, right? But I will not withdraw my loving devotion from him. But I will, nor ever betray my faithfulness. I will not violate my covenant. So God will not violate his covenant or alter the utterance of my lips. Now, wow. So God is saying he will not alter the utterance of his lips. Once and for all, I have sworn by my holiness, I will not lie to David. His offspring or seed shall endure forever, and his throne before me like the sun, like the moon established forever, a faithful witness in the sky. So I will not violate my covenant or alter the utterance of a voice. Will not alter the utterance of his voice. Now, I believe it's Titus, Timothy, God cannot lie, God cannot deny himself. James tells us that there is no shifting shadows or change in God. Hebrews, Christ is the same today as he was yesterday, as he is tomorrow. God's very name, Yehovah, means was, is, and will be. There is no change in God. Nehemiah tells us, Samuel tells us, God is not a man that he should change his mind. Does he not speak? Does he not act? All through Scripture, there are, I don't know. I want to say there's 14 or 20 Scripture that say God does not change. He's the same yesterday as he was today, as he is tomorrow. God says, I am. That's what that means. Christ tells us that he only speaks the words the Father gives him. The Son can only do what the Father does. He doesn't speak his own words. He only speaks the words his Father gives him. So when I read that, and it says in Exodus, and God spoke all these words. That's forever. Can't change. He will not change the utterance of his voice. He cannot lie. He cannot deny himself. So I'm going to make a bold statement here. If you think Paul contradicts James, Paul contradicts himself, Paul contradicts Christ, Paul contradicts Moses, Paul contradicts Isaiah, Paul contradicts Samuel, Paul contradicts David, well then you worship Paul. You don't worship God. That's the truth. And the truth hurts, right? So when you read this book, when it says forever or all generations or God commanded it and gave a command, why don't you follow them? Because Christ warns you about following the traditions of men or the line pen of scribes. And Christ only speaks Scripture. So, and he says he didn't come to abolish the law. He came to fulfill it. And actually, when you go back in Scripture and you look at early manuscripts, fulfill is sustain. He came to sustain the law. Paul says in Acts 24:14 that he keeps all the law. Okay. Paul says in Romans 3:1, I think it's 3, down at the bottom of 3, so by this faith, do we nullify the law? Certainly not. We uphold it. If not for law, I wouldn't have known sin. So if you then tell me, Paul tells me it's done away with, well, no. But you know what? Following some rules with the wrong heart doesn't get you salvation. But there is obedience and obeying God's voice. Go look at Psalms 89. Read the whole thing, man. Go to Bible Hub, Blue Letter Bible. Start cross-referencing and seeing all the Scripture. Isaiah, Nehemiah, Samuel, Titus, Timothy, Hebrews, Matthew. It's just all over, man. Take a look. Hey, men's Bible study, 9 a.m. God bless. Have a wonderful day. May the Lord shine his face upon you.